Phenomena. Do 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 do. Phenomena. Do 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 do. Hello, friends, and welcome back to ReddX, your source for the freshest daily Reddit content anywhere on the internet. Promise, swearsies, it's just a fact, and it's totally science. Go ahead and look it up. Today we're jumping into r/TalesofNeckbeards. Yes, indeed, we continue the Burgerbeard saga from user Zucca101. This is episode 5. So if you haven't seen the other episodes, I will leave those links in the description, so long as I remembered, which sometimes I don't, but hopefully I did. Or even more hopefully than that, I hope you've watched all the other Burgerbeard sagas, and hopefully you're waiting with bated breath for the next one. Also because they feature me singing, which is fun. I don't think it's the greatest singing in the world, but it seems serviceable at the very least. So I appreciate you guys supporting. Zucca, I appreciate you sitting down to write all this. My goodness, it is a beefy tale indeed. So we got a long way to go. Let's get some plugs and disclaimers out of the way, and then we will jump right into some Burgerbeard cringe. Hail all! Once more I've emerged from the ether to regale thee, dear reader, with a tale straight out of the depths of beard hell. That's the 10th level, not spoken of in Dante's Inferno or the Divine Comedy, if you must know. It was far too horrible to tell anybody about. See, the 10th level of hell is reserved for neckbeards who never repented from their neckbeardism and never managed to improve themselves. They're forced to watch curvaceous succubi turn them down and are forced to wear cowboy hats rather than fedoras or trilbies. Oh, terrifying. There's also no anime. Only Western animation. Only there's no My Little Pony. Verily, it is a true hell for these folks. I'll be watching King of the Hill like 24/7. That's all right. So, neckbeards out there, it truly isn't too late to save yourselves from this path. Indeed, turn around now. Warning, trigger warning, this post contains semi-steamy content, which is brought to horrific ends. Don't want to spoil things, but if you find LORENA BOBBITT's actions too much, turn away. Oh no! Brace myself for that. So here we are, the 5th episode of what would become a trip down memory lane for myself and the other people involved. This would mark one of the few times that I was a player, and not a dungeon master or game master, since I had cultivated a reputation for being a proper workhorse game master, running games with character-centric, story-driven games that provide challenging encounters that one needs to use their noodle in order to solve. But this time, I was a player, and it was a World of Darkness game. Once again, a mage/werewolf/vampire game with numerous players. And this game also showed why we tolerated Burgerbeard so much, at least to start. Also, it's time for this week's Musical Mayhem. Oh my favorite part. This comes as a special request from YouTube user Straw Hat on the one, the only, the indispensable ReddX's reading of Loisa's adventure in the Murderous Party Shenanigans. You can find that comment on the 4th part of this Burgerbeard series. Also, you might want to get Miss ReddX for backup on this one, Red. It's Darkwing Duck's theme. Unfortunately, my recording time is not generally conducive to including other humans. She sleeps, so I'm just going to put on my best girly voice, which hopefully that'll provide even more cringe. All right, are we ready? Hardly, but here we go. Thinks he knows his history, thinks he's always right, rolls his dice well hidden, Burger's such a blight. Somehow this neckbeard stays, and his name is feared. 3, 2, 1, Burgerbeard! When there's burger, you feel the turger. Burgerbeard! Let's get lecherous. Burgerbeard! Burger! Burgerbeard, cloud of funk and he appears, the master of disgust. Who's that slimy mind behind those hands that grope for bust? Nobody wants to know, but this group ain't feeling cleared, 'cause here comes Burgerbeard. Look out! When there's burger, you feel the turger. Burgerbeard! Let's get lecherous. Burgerbeard! Better watch out, cosplayers. Burgerbeard! God damn, dude. I want to include the backing music because I really think it's a disaster without it, but it's held by Universal Music Group, and knowing them, I'm going to get slapped. So hopefully it's fine without the backing vocals. Darkwing Duck brings back so many memories. It's totally 90s, bro. Let's get lecherous. Let's get lecherous. Oh, God. It cracks me up. It's probably the worst one that I've sung, but in my heart, it hits hard. It's one of my favorites for sure. P.S. Turgor is a real word. It's what happens when cells absorb too much fluid. Like a turgid penis, you see. That's a deep cut, man. Oh, wow. Just wow. Zucca's so good at these, dude. I've been working on my own Neckbeard parody songs. It's all SpongeBob songs so far, so hopefully, you know, that's a little glimpse of what's to come. But with that said, let's get into some Dramatis personae. We've got Burgerbeard up first, the star of these chronicles, and the guy who decided to be astonishingly helpful, at least at first. His character was, as he described, a greasy Italian. Oh, God. First and foremost. Burger, you just can't say stuff like that, man. He's a mage whose job is that of a coroner, which means he can transport cadavers across state lines. At least that's better than his combat-based military veteran from the last World of Darkness. This also means that he can transport our two vampire characters across state lines too. Ah, see what I mean? The guy had moments of like searingly good ideas and proper team playing. But the thing about him is that he also hit on every female character we came across and generally just couldn't keep it in his pants to save his life. His character, by power of description alone, looked like Jim Carrey as Uncle Olaf in his Italian man disguise, circa a series of unfortunate events, or as I like to call it, misery prawn. Haven't read the book, haven't seen the movie, I don't know nothing about that. But I do like Jim Carrey. Zucca, OP, Master of Ceremonies and run-on sentences. The Bathroom Summoner, as I came to be known in this game. For my character in World of Darkness, I decided I didn't want escapism per se. I just made a slightly more fantastical version of myself as a werewolf. Oh, Zucca. You can't be a self-admitted furry and a werewolf and a neckbeard. I would steer clear if I didn't know you personally. But luckily I do know Zucca's a cool dude. It was a sort of, where do you see yourself in 5 years kind of deal. Owner of a bookstore, well connected with friends who like to travel the world, and an Ithier bone shadow who spent an actual talent point to ensure that my Hawaiian shirts survive transformation into my werewolf form. Ah, now that is a quality talent point. What are you wearing, some Tommy Bahama, huh? As an Ithier bone shadow, Ithier? I'm sticking with Ithier, I guess. I'm less about combat and more about making deals with the spirit world and gaining advantages from the deal making, since I've always been more of a talker than a fighter, and I wanted to stay true to this hypothetical future werewolf me. I used my gifts as a tactical edge, and I was the one and only person who could use spiritual powers to heal the party's wounds. Badastovich, the lanky ladies' man with more rage than his body knew what to do with. He made a vampire named Lutario Casanova. And it was the living embodiment Of all the highly cheesy, somewhat sleazy vampire-type romance novels, featuring a milkmaid and a flowing nightie leaning against the inexplicably bronzed chest of her undead hunk, his hair flowing in the breeze. Oh, yes. Anybody else have like a really weird boner right now? Dragon, the nicest man in the world. Japanese-descended gamer nerd, works at a home improvement store and has 2 sons with 9 tails. He made a mage martial artist who used his powers to enhance his attacks. May or may not have been Bruce Lee come back from the dead. 9 Tails, so named because of her kitsune fixation, Dragon's wife, made a scientist vampire who attained the nickname of Tara Reid, since we had recently seen German filmmaker and professional troll Uwe Boll's Alone in the Dark. No. And her frequent failures in science earned her that nickname. Slumsy, former best buddy, game master for this game, and the final boss of this campaign was an Atlantean mage of ancient origin who dwelled at the top of a New York skyscraper. The big bad evil guy's name? Gordon Gekko. Guess what movie Slumsy was loving at the time? Also, Slumsy is about the only game master crazy enough, yet disciplined enough to run a game with 10 players. Jesus. Turtle, international man of action. He made a werewolf. He made a big, strong werewolf. He made a big, strong werewolf that crushed on my character, which I hasten to remind is supposed to be a future werewolf me. God. The best part, when he tried to victory kiss me when we were both in werewolf form. Yep, good times. Good times. So he just licks your face or something? I suspect that it was around this time that Turtle found out I was both a fellow bi and a fellow furry. But if you'll pardon the pun, he wasn't just barking up the wrong tree, he was not even in the right forest. The reason he hung around Burgerbeard so much was because that he had an in real life crush on him. But since Burgerbeard was straight, at least we think he was straight, he was always the Gaston to Turtle's LeFou. God, that's the parody I'm waiting for. No one gross like burger or gropes like burger. Something, something, eating eggs. Is that how the song goes? I don't think it is. See, that's why I haven't done the parody for myself. It took just this one game for Turtle to get over me and return to Gaston's side. Side note, I think we have a new idea for our next parody song. Bruh. Me and Zucca always on the same wavelength, man. This is wild. We've got some new characters. We've got Ogre, that's right, the big as a whale, good-natured host of this game, which was held at Ogre's home in Lompoc, adjacent to Santa Maria, and he had a mage who wielded an artifact sword. Taya, named after the Yu-Gi-Oh character, on account of her excessive legbeardism. Oh, rare. I like it. Made a werewolf warrior, who my character developed a sort of brother-sister relationship with, and we had great chemistry. Taya was in a relationship with Inuyasha. Too skinny to be a neckbeard per se, he and Taya's relationship is basically built on-again, off-again tomfoolery, and while the pair were always decent to me, they didn't get along too well with Ogre, Turtle, Dragon, or Ninetails. Made a vampire Wall Street stockbroker. Fill in your own joke here. Bloodsucker! Bubbabeard, oh my. A neckbeard who looks like the love child of Lachlan Monroe, circa Scary Movie, and a naked mole rat. Ew. Indeed, one of the most foul human beings I've ever encountered. His little house among the broccoli fields on the northwest end of Santa Maria's Valley was a testament to filth. Or one to summon Paul Bunyan, the original American kaiju. That's so fucking funny. Oh, and have him lift up Bubba Beard's house by its foundation, you'd see a mountain of Taco Bell wrappers, rubber gloves, one-use knee pads, body pillows stained to a gruesome yellow. Ugh. among the other staples of a neckbeard nest, and you would need to immediately bring forth a cylinder trailer towed by a semi full of hand sanitizer for poor Paul, the American kaiju. I'm gonna remember that forever. Indeed, BOBBITT's foulness of self, sporting t-shirts that had turned gossamer thin from overuse, and shorts that didn't ably serve to conceal the sentient funk cloud within. Ugh. Thought him to be harmless at the time, but later chronicles will prove that he was a force unto himself. He made a mage with a knack for illusions. Bluto, perpetual guest star, slayer of toilets. The amazing animated flesh pile. Looks like a thicker version of the Faceless from XCOM 2. Google it, if you dare. I put it in the video just now. Sorry, in advance. Sat next to me on Ogre's couch until one fateful night. The stage, the little town of Lompoc, which is perfectly pleasant if not for the looming shadow of the maximum security prison a stone's throw away. The road from Santa Maria to Lompoc took the long way around, and somehow I let Burgerbeard talk me into using the shortcut that takes you directly past the prison. Super happy, cheerful route, yay! Ogre's apartment, in a block that looks like it was ripped from the Tatooine slave quarter set in episode 1, The Phantom Menace, is a little one-bedroom affair that we managed to cram 12 freaking nerds into. Oh, God. Wow. A feat accomplished through the use of folding chairs, clipboards, and the sofa, which operated on a first-come, first-served basis. A little counter stuck out like a bar from the kitchen galley, which is important later, I promise. And we nerds broke bread with each other by the way of Papa Murphy's Take and Bake Pizza. Your contribution to the pizza fund afforded you dominion over toppings. And God help you if you only got one paper plate to hold in one hand while balancing your character sheet and clipboard on your knees. Precarious. Poor Ogre's carpet soaked up more spilled soda and pizza than a Chuck E. Cheese ball pit. Needless to say, my family home was the preferred gaming site. Yeah, invest in a table, Ogre. What's up with that? Anyways, the troupe is finally ready, and the stage is set for Tail Quintus, Italian sausage, and meatballs. Star Fox 64 stage start chime.
Good luck.
This tale takes place after Loiza, but before the second of the two Fanime fiascos. So there we were, 15 sessions deep. It's my second year at college, and Badastovich is helping my heartbroken dyslexic ass to learn to do college math. I mean, I could do math just fine. It's just writing down all the crap to prove that I know it that feels like neurological torture. And at the time, I was fresh off of a breakup with a girl that we'll call Miss Frizzle. It was my own dumb, neglectful fault, and I'd learned hard lessons, but I was pretty mopey for a while. Yeah, bro, I'm gonna miss that magic school bus for real. Mongoose is back home watching Commanding Heights for the umpteenth time, and lo does Burgerbeard finally grace us with his presence an hour after we all turned up. He excitedly opened up his bag and revealed a host of new books that he'd gotten for the game, passing them around like candy. At the time, we took it for immense generosity, and none of our idiot selves asked the hard questions. Namely, how can Burgerbeard, with his jobs whose funds chiefly go to pay for the roof over himself and his mother's heads and food on their table, suddenly afford to hand out game books that average $60 a pop to everyone? A question that we didn't even know the answer to until 2 years hence. So we toss the pizzas in the oven and get down to it. By now, we've discovered a mage hideout where Atlantean cultists practice their darker arts, and we need to go in there and bust them and figure out what's what. They're in Atlanta, Georgia. Slumsy. Yeah, we get it. And are in a fancy mansion. Being the group's socially inclined person, I talk my way onto the premises under the pretense of representing a werewolf pack that has been gaining influence in Georgia and made nice with powerful local spirits. Wouldn't it be nice if you boys had a pack of spirit walkers to keep your magical bullshit on the down low? After all, lots of mages would stamp Atlanteans like yourselves into dust if they knew. And don't get your frilly little pink underrobes in a bunch. This isn't a threat. We won't out you if you say no. This is nothing more than a friendly offer. You help us mend the threshold between this world and the spirit realm, and will not only keep the spirits off your collective backs. Imagine what a pack of Urathra, werewolves, could do for your personal defenses. This was a compelling offer, and I excused myself to the bathroom, making a foul joke about only renting roadside barbecue, and stepping into the lavish lavatory. And here's why Burgerbeard gave me the nickname of the Bathroom Summoner. See, bathrooms are generally private places where someone can consult with the spirits in peace. And that's exactly what I did in just about every building we had an operation in. Did I ever make use of the facilities? Hell no. Not after I accidentally communed with the spirit of the commode and was forever haunted by its pleas for mercy from the terrible things the Nosferatu flesh-eating vampires in whose home it resided put it through. That poor turlet. I need to do my thing. I just go full wolf form and go into the nearest woods or dog park. ReddX, I blame you and Ramtide's Waffle-stomping for even making me remember this little detail. I don't think anybody liked the Waffle-stomping episode except for me. That was definitely pushing the envelope, but I had fun. So I conjure the spirit of the house itself and learn that the cultists are dealing with a big shot, ancient, original Atlantean mage who's been a looming presence the entire campaign. Worse, I learned that they're planning something huge. That means to bring Atlantis back up from the depths of the ocean, bringing about an apocalyptic fate for... And that's when Burgerbeard decides to burst in alongside Turtle's muscle doge.
We gotta get out of here!
The greasing, balding Italian coroner exclaims, grabbing my arm and yanking with the help of his faithful companion. Slumsy's eyebrow arched as Burgerbeard and Turtle did this. Metagame much? Taya huffed. Slumsy folded his arms over his chest, smiling impishly.
No, I want to hear him explain how he knew to come and get you.
Turtle murmured, suddenly playing dim. Burgerbeard smiled in that smug, self-satisfied manner.
Remember when I gave everyone headsets?
He began.
Yeah, sure. Like they'd let him walk around with a headset on, like he's Billy Mays.
Bad Estimate scoffed. Bubbabeard smirked.
I love a good train wreck. Yeah, but I bugged him.
Burgerbeard shouted after the derisive laughter.
Did you now? Is that right? Let's see if you thought to do it.
Slumsy huffed. Burgerbeard rolled his dice as everyone crooned their necks to watch his dice tray. His reputation for fudged rolls was now legendary.
Ha! Dramatic success!
He exclaims. Slumsy demands to see the roll and then stares at Burgerbeard. He stands up and says with a dramatic flourish,
Welcome to class, children. Want to see what not to do when playing World of Darkness?
Dragon inspected the roll.
Dude, that's 5 successes, but you rolled a 1 too. That means auto-fail.
Burgerbeard looked like he was winding up for another long, truncated spiel about
how unfair life and the universe and everything is.
Slumsy, sensing this, threw his arms up.
Ah, fuck it, whatever. Go right ahead, you bugged him.
Ninetails' turn. But wait, how could your bug hear what the spirit is telling Zucca? Cricket chirp.wave. Burgerbeard seemed at a loss. Turtle to the rescue!
EVP!
Turtle exclaimed.
Electronic voice for new phenomena.
Do 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 do.
Phenomena.
Do 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 do. Inuyasha tentatively supplied. I just cracked myself up. Turtle grinned in the way only his greasy countenance could.
Yeah, that! It can pick up voices of ghosts from... Fucking...
Slumsy bellowed, then paced around in the kitchen since it was the only space that would afford him to work off his anger.
Fine! You burst through the door like the gay Kool-Aid man and sweep your prince off his fucking feet!
Turtle gives the most nauseating blep face I've ever seen at that, While Burgerbeard laughs like he just heard the greatest joke ever told. Bluto had started to turn purple from laughing alongside and forgetting basic respiration. Yep, Zucca's gaming group stories. Come for the yucks, stay for the homoerotic undertones. God damn it. So Turtle snatches me out of the place, and I struggle to uncouple since my ritual wasn't complete and I hadn't formally concluded business with the spirit of the mansion. Failure to do so further erodes the membrane separating this world from the spirit realm, and by the time we got back to the mansion, the mages were dealing with a flurry of angry spirits, including the dead souls of werewolves who failed to survive their first change and mercilessly hunt living werewolves out of enraged envy. As the group shaman, I make an impassioned plea to go in there and try and stop the madness. The group takes one look at the spectacle occurring, watching powerful Atlantean mages being torn to shreds by their own home, all of Final Destination, and spoopy woofy ghosts trying to find my spiritual scent. The group wisely ignored my pleas and chose to leave those mages to their fate, utilizing the intel that I had gathered. It was at this point that the session came to an end, when Bluto, sitting next to me, stood up suddenly and stared into the abyss. The room went silent as he turned around in circles several times.
"He's gonna fall on you,"
Burgerbeard said with a grin. "Oh, don't be an asshole, Burgerbeard. He's not gonna..." And then Bluto fell towards me. I leaped up faster than I'd ever dislodged myself from a sofa in my life as Bluto came crashing down, his head slamming into the long-ago mentioned bar counter sticking out of the kitchen alcove. Jesus. And he hit the sofa, rolling off onto the floor, slamming into the coffee table, which flipped its contents of character sheets, soda pop, pizza, and dice in a dramatic, thick crust apocalypse. Holy shit, dude. I stared at the fallen Bluto as he began to shake, rattle, and roll all over the floor, grinding pizza into soda-soaked carpet, dice digging into his blubber.
"Yeah, Bluto's epileptic,"
Burgerbeard informs us all. Ninetails stares at him. "When were you planning on telling us?" "He told me," Turtle helpfully informs. Jesus Christ.
So you two collaborated on this one,"
Ogre huffed, shaking his head disapprovingly. "Let me call 911, I exclaimed.
"Nah, just let him do his thing. I'll call his buddy to help him down to his car,"
Burgerbeard said, as if it were all just matter of fact. What the fuck? We helped Bluto to his car and got him driven home, and the game was basically called for that night. When we reconvened again, Bluto was absent, needing to decompress. We later learned that he'd told Burgerbeard and Turtle with the expectation that they would tell us. It slipped their mind, as these trivial matters tend to do. Back on the road, and our characters got to a Japanese town near a tainted shrine we had to visit, only for the resident greasy Italian to decide that he suddenly wanted to live his favorite Lovina fantasy and follow the towel-bedecked Japanese girls into the hot springs in the women's section.
"Don't you dare follow me and mess this up for me,"
Burgerbeard shouts as he throws his leisure suit to the wind in hot pursuit of his wee Asian conquest. Facepalm.gif. Slumsy, who had been having it about up to here with Burgerbeard's antics, had decided that Burgerbeard needed to be taught a lesson. The hot springs were supposed to be just a set piece, a bit of scenery, something we would simply pass by on our way to the shrine. But Slumsy decided that they would serve as an opportunity. "Well, I guess we better go to the shrine then, so Zucca can talk to the spirits there. Hope there's a restroom up there," Taya snickered. Hardy har har, I rolled my eyes. Meanwhile, on the ladies' side of the spring, Burgerbeard slips into the water and slides through it like an Italian Jaws knockoff, running perpetually clammy hands up the golden thighs of his waifu-to-be, all under the water and grinning like Jimmy Kimmel's Circle of the Man show with, with all the creepster energy that implies. Shots fired at Jimmy Kimmel. I love it.
"The sultry vixen watches you with lustful eyes, and She gives the faintest hint of a lick to her lips,
Slumsy describes, managing to make his impish smirk look more co-conspiratorial to Burgerbeard.
Oh, fuck no, dude.
Dragon gags. Slumsy, I swear to God, if you go further, Ninetails threatens.
La 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 la.
I have my hands over my ears. No! Taya grimaces, shaking her head. Inuyasha, for his part, is making Ace Ventura-style dry heaves. Ogre has just mentally checked out at this point, playing Empire at War on his computer. Badastovich saw the malicious twinkle in Slumsy's eye and was smiling like the cat who got the cream. He was still sore about the Rambo incident after all. BOBBITT, well, he was just enjoying the show. Turtle was smiling, but you could tell that he wished it was him on the business end of this slimy little Italian mage's affections. Slumsy grins evilly.
She pulls your suit pants down. I'm already naked,
Burgerbeard cheerfully exclaims.
Whatever, she feels up your hoo-hoo.
Slumsy doesn't miss a beat. Nope! I stand up and start shuffling towards the door. Slumsy fixes me with a reassuring smile, and I frown, returning to my seat.
She ducks under the water, and you feel her mouth around your, Italian sausage.
Slumsy draws out his words. Suddenly his demeanor shifts in an instant.
You ever heard of Lorena BOBBITT?
He asks with a wicked toothy smile. Oh no.
Who?
Burgerbeard cocks his head. Turtle's eyes widen and he begins to flail, gasping and sputtering. She's don't bite, he blurts. Slumsy proceeds to describe how the maiden in the water takes Burgerbeard's Italian sausage and meatballs and bites them clean off. The apprehension in the room turns into raucous, hysterical laughter. Burgerbeard is pale as a ghost while Ogre just shakes his head, sending the Millennium Falcon to slam Prince Zyxor's fighters.
But what the fuck?
Burgerbeard sputters. Turns out she's a Nosferatu vampiress, with her sharp teeth and a hunger for humans, mages in particular. I figure I'll need to break out my healing ritual. Initiative breaks out, but Slumsy stops us from rolling.
Didn't he tell you not to follow him?
Slumsy asks with an evil smile.
True,
Dragon says.
We're probably like halfway up the hill by now.
Turtle won't stand for this and demands to roll to hear the glass-shatteringly shrill screams of Italian emasculation underway and discern their meaning. Taking a page from Master, he rolls a handful of dice, promptly declares dramatic success, and swipes the dice off the board before they can actually be inspected. Slumsy let this one slide. Turtle busts down the bamboo wall in time to witness a now decidedly fat half-bat, half-woman hiss at him and take off into the air. Italian is pretty rich fare, to be sure. We find Burgerbeard's coroner, dead in the water, half-eaten and floating face up, spectacles smashed nearby.
That's bullshit,
Burgerbeard exclaims.
I would have known. Oh, really? Because you never rolled to Inspector Aura, and you didn't consult Zucca's spirits, and you sure as hell didn't pay attention to my description of her. You just thought you'd go hanky-panky with a cute Japanese chick.
Slumsy laughed. In-game, I knelt beside the grisly scene and saved our Italian amigo's soul from slipping into Tartarus, and since it was a little late in the game for him to bring in a new character, he spent the rest of the game being one of the spirits that I command both in battle and during tactical appraisal. It was from Slumsy that I learned the art of amorous punishment as a game master, a technique I carried into the Star Wars game when Skeletor demanded that he wanted a girlfriend. You can check out the Gun Girlfriend episode if you want more of that. Burgerbeard decided that he would at least be more careful before chasing make-believe poon in the future. But he'd not learned a real-life lesson in how to prevent foot and mouth syndrome, as we'll find out with the next episode. Major shoutouts to the holy trinity of neckbeard obliterating badasses, ReddX, Dallas of Fun with Failure, and Hellfreezer. Y'all are a light in the darkness. Thank you for following me so far, dear readers, and I hope that you have a good, happy, wholesome time. Remember that your time in this world is limited, so spend these days allotted to you wisely. Plant more trees, hug more friends and family, smile at more neighbors, and be careful of the company you keep. Zucca, out. P.S. Sorry about the questionable tastes quip, Red. I had to get you back for the ancient history jab. Oh, you want to do this? You want to do this is what you're saying? Nah, you good. Honestly, I think we need more of this, like, amorous punishment in games. I've heard so much about, like, these sex-driven bards in D&D, and if it could just be put to a stop, then I could finally have my favorite class back. It's absolutely ridiculous, people just chasing around, as you put it, make-believe poon. Go play Fatal if that's what you're looking for. It's super messed up what happened to Bluto too. Like, why would you not tell people that he's epileptic? Oh my god. I thought he was just being silly, standing up and spinning around until he smashes his head into the counter. Like, holy crap, he could have died for real. Burgerbeard's just like, yeah, just let him wait it out. What the hell? Oh my god. Doesn't care about himself, doesn't care about anyone else. What do you care about, Burgerbeard? Japanese vampire poon, I guess. Absolutely ridiculous, but we would expect nothing less, I suppose. Definitely a lot of voices, a lot of characters to move around the board, but you described it beautifully. Hats off to Slumsies for even attempting something like this, because Jesus. I'll be like 3-4 characters max, I'm good. With 10 characters, there's got to be a lot of waiting around, right? But at this point, it has already lasted for nearly 20 sessions, so people must be having fun. I guess I ain't gonna scoff too much at it. And as always, thanks for sharing, Zucca. We'll get part number 6 up sooner rather than later, and I'm looking forward to singing about Gaston, the Burgerbeard. Anyways, if you guys enjoyed the episode, I hope you like, comment, and or subscribe. Check out the links in the description. Amazon affiliate, Teespring, Wifey's channel, my personal subreddit, all kinds of stuff down there. Oh, and we've also got my Patreon. Yes, indeed. You're seeing some names on the screen right now. Gorgeous, beautiful, generous. They are the patrons. And I'd like to thank them all, but especially ZeroMMX, Lady Nix, Robert Waits, Pope Squid, Rebecca H, Cider Drinker, Tato Ferret, The Last Shinobi, Mark 211, Michael Undead, Aaron W, Mitch, John Hero, Candy Sora, DigiNZ, Fire Drake, Little Lone Wolf, Shara, Miss Monday, Silent Revolver, JM Coon, Leon Embers, TSM Kirby, Redwind, Synaptic Boomstick, Jerry, and Staples. Yeet! Definitely appreciate you guys helping me out. Sometimes things get demonetized. It happens, but I got my wonderful patrons. So if you can join them in supporting, that is absolutely massive. Thank you very much in advance. But if you can't, don't sweat it too hard, friends. I just appreciate you hanging out with me today. I hope you'll come on back and hang out with me again tomorrow, because that is how my beard stays buttered. In order to do so, you need to keep yourself safe out there, wash your hands, but also take some time out and do something that you personally enjoy today. Maybe watching some more ReddX videos. Hey, nothing wrong with that. Always remember, friends, that you are loved, you are worthy, and you definitely, definitely deserve it. I will see you in the next one. And until then, friends, bye-bye.